Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review, and we're taking a look at an old classic now, and it's a beer I've not actually ordered for a really long time. It's on the Perfect Draft Pro over there. Now, I reviewed it many moons ago, and at the time of reviewing it, I said at the time this was the best keg out on Perfect Draft. And it's from Franziskaner, and it's their Royal that's coming in at 6% ABV. £38.90, I believe it is. Standard price. Obviously going to get your £5 keg deposit off that. I got it with 15% off. Prices have changed since I've bought it. I got it on an offer thing, so I've had about £5.50, £6 off it, plus I'm going to get another £5 off it. It's bringing it in at it's bringing it in about £28 a keg for 10.5 pints of a cracking German Weizen at 6% as well. Now, the reason I'm reviewing this again is because I've heard rumours that people reckon this beer has changed, excuse me. And like I say, I've not ordered this for such a long time. I reviewed it many moons ago, but with all these new releases coming out, this is actually the first time I think I've actually ordered it since then. I have tried it since then, probably over the last couple of years, but not really taken any notice of it. You know, we've gone to the father-in-law's or something just for sake to eat and just enjoyed drinking it. So I've decided to review it because there is possibly changes to this beer, and that we will have to see. So any minute now, I've got it set at 4 degrees. That is what the recommended temperature is for this beer on the app. I'm not sure that is necessarily the best. I would maybe go 5 or 6, to be honest. But I'm going to do it at 4 degrees. So it's all set over there. It's at the temp. I've not had nothing out of it. But the good thing with this review now, this re-review, is I've actually got Franziskaner Royal glasses that were very kindly picked up for me from Paul John Tame at Rate My Beer. He went on a cruise, I believe, and he managed to get a couple of glasses. I'm not going to ask how he got them, but I've got a feeling he didn't pay for them. But I did pay him for them, and he sent them up to me, and I got 2 of these. So yeah, it'd be nice to actually use them for the beer. So I'm going to pause the video. I won't do a video over the pour. You don't need that. Probably going to have a massive head. So I'm going to shoot over there, do a video over the pour. We'll come back and we'll take a look at the beer, a sniff of the beer and a taste, and we'll see what it's like. Right, we are back. I did actually pour two beers, as it happens. The first one was really lively. I thought, you know what, that's going to be a pain in the arse. And yeah, it still has a big head on it, but it has settled, so it's not so bad. But I decided to pour another one to try and get a better one. And to be honest, there isn't much difference in it, really. It's probably half the head, I would say. So yeah, we're going to go with that one. We'll let that just sit there, and I'll top it up. But beer in a glass, Franziskaner Royal. It's very much a sort of caramel toffee looking sort of beer. I'm holding it up against a light. You may say dirty dishwater, which is quite frankly exactly how that beer looks. Hazy as you'd expect. I'm not really seeing any carbonation. We got a lovely big thick, you know, 3 finger 2-inch head on it. Who cares? We'll call it 2-inch. Maybe we'll change the routine of fingers because we all have different size fingers, so we'll go with the size of head in inches and what have you. Let's not get all metric. Right, so the beer looks fantastic. Expect exactly what you'd expect. So I'm going to try and give it a swirl. Dive in on the nose, lovely creamy head, and we'll have a sniffers. I'd say to me there, I mean, it looks exactly as you'd expect. Oh, banana clove, bubblegum, a lovely sweetness, banana milkshake, banana sweets, a maltiness running along in the background. As far as I'm concerned, that smells as good as it ever did. Will it taste it? We'll have to find out. Let's dive in. Franziskaner Royal, Perfect Draft Pro, 4 degrees, 6% ABV. Cheers. Oh. For me, at first impression, I'm going to say tastes just as good. Is it a little bit lighter maybe? Possibly. I don't know. But it's still got a great body. Let's dive in again. I do think it's a little bit lighter, I'm going to be honest. My word. Flavour wise, I think that is as good as it ever was. That still feels rich and full of flavour, and to me nothing has changed with that in taste. The body, I'm going to say, does feel a touch lighter, so maybe they have changed something. Maybe it has been sort of, I don't want to say diluted as such, but it does feel that little bit lighter. It does feel that little bit lighter, but it's still a great, I'm not going to say it's a good body now, rather than what I remember it being a fantastic and great body on this beer. But that said, there is still that sort of chewy element with it. The carbonation in this is typical Weizen. I'm not going to say it's overpowering you with carbonation, but you do feel it a bit in there. But it's still really, really smooth. And I think that's a good sign. You know, we're talking about, has this beer changed? The body might be lighter, but the beer actually still feels smooth, still feels soft. It doesn't feel overcarbonated. That's super, super smooth. It really is. Almost spongy smooth, if that is it. It's sort of spongy smooth. I wouldn't say it's like silky soft, but it's spongy smooth. There's just something about it that it's got a really nice smoothness about it, and it sort of feels soft, but not silky soft in your mouth. Carbonation is there, but minimal, small bubbles. It suits the beer exactly right. You know, you've got to have some, I think generally you need some carbonation there in some beers, because it just gives it that edge. For me at the moment, I'm definitely not disappointed with this. I don't know where to go with both of these beers. Pardon me. Carbonation is there, see? Oh, and that backdraft as well. Bit of Hazy Jane come up then as well. On the taste, there's just so much going on in this. It's got that rich malty note, but different, rich sweet malty note in a sense. But you've got coffee, not coffee. You've got toffee, caramel sort of flavours going along there. You've got banana sort of sweets going in there, a lovely sweetness to it. I mean, it is like a dessert. This is almost like a dessert. And I think the way I'm talking now, which is not me trying to put anything on, but the way I feel I'm talking, I don't feel that this beer has changed. Not, if it has, it hasn't changed massively, and not to a point that you can't enjoy it. Cloves, spicy as well. It's got that spiciness to it. No, it's just beautiful. It really is. It's almost got, you know, I've said like clove and all this, that and the other, and like toffee caramel. There's almost a feel of a cinnamon sort of feel in this as well. Is what I'm kind of, certainly what I kind of pick up now. I never said that back in the day, but maybe that's it. You sort of get a cinnamon spicy feel with this, with that sort of caramel toffee note going on, and the maltiness in it, and that sweetness, and that lovely banana thing. It is like drinking a dessert. It genuinely is. I mean, it's beautiful. I'm getting the same enjoyment out of this, really, deep down, as I got from the first time I had it. It's a fantastic beer. As far as I'm concerned, it is still a fantastic beer. Is it slightly lighter? Possibly, but I mean, it's still got a really nice body and is going to weigh you down when you drink a few of these. I suppose some of the tests might come at the end of the keg, where it used to be like sludge. So maybe I'll find out when I get to the bottom of the keg, but look at that. You know, some of you out there might go, what the hell is that? That is what this beer should look like. And it is flavoursome, it is filling, and it was absolutely fantastic. So for me, 6% you don't get. You know, I've said that in the past. You really don't get it. You know it's a bigger, heavier beer. There's no alcohol presence in there. Franziskaner Royal, Perfect Draft Pro, or Perfect Draft, or Perfect Draft Black, or Phillips Perfect Draft, whatever you've got this beer on. Obviously better on the Pro because you can adjust the temperature. The Black and the standard Perfect Draft only go to 3, which is maybe a little bit too cold, but it's still such a great beer. I think you can get away with enjoying it anyway at that temperature. But yeah, that is still a great beer. Has it changed? If it has, for me, it's changed very minimally. And is it still one of the best kegs on the Perfect Draft? Without a doubt, that is still one. After all this time, 3-4 years, maybe, I can't think when we first saw it, but certainly, Christ, was it pre-COVID or not? I don't know. Could have been pre-COVID, but that is still one of the great beers on the Perfect Draft. If you like Weissens, in my opinion, forget Franziskaner. Drink that every time, but obviously Franziskaner has that lighter side to it and a bit lower in ABV. But yeah, that is a great beer. Highly recommend picking it up. If you've had this beer before, let me know your thoughts on it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you again soon on another one. Cheers.